Hi, welcome to another video on MCP Server, that is building your own remote MCP server based SaaS solution. So we are going to add feature by feature in each of the subsequent videos. So in this video, what we're going to do is we are going to continue the project that we created in the previous video. The link is in the description. This time we are going to add logging and see how important it is when we build our own MCP solutions. Welcome to Techie Talks AI. I'm Sri from Schogini. On this channel, we bring you hands-on demonstrations and insights into the latest tools and trends to help you get started with ease. Don't forget to subscribe and be a part of our journey into the future of technology. A quick recap on the setup we are addressing. Normal LLM-based query goes directly to the large language model and the large language model replies back. Okay, that is how ChatGPT started. Then Agentic system started appearing. Now, what Agentic mechanism offers is, it offers additional tools needed to empower the interaction. Because large language model is a language model, so it doesn't know precise calculations or fetching information from database or web search, etc. So for such operation, we needed an agent, and we could attach different tools to offer those solutions. And it is the LLM that decides when to use those tools. So when we prompt the LLM, we also mentioned that we have these tools available. So then came Anthropic's MCP protocol, which standardizes the way we can attach tools to our agent. So before MCP, we could simply attach tools to our agent. But with MCP, there are two ways we can attach tools to our MCP. One is the MCP client sitting on the same machine, but MCP server also sits on the same machine. It is a client that invokes the MCP server directly and acts as the tool. But the problem with such a solution is our intellectual property also stays with our clients. If you don't want that, if you don't want to reveal your solution and only offer your solution as a service, then you need to offer a remote MCP solution. And for that, we need to use an SSE transport. Instead of STDIO transport, we will use SSE transport, that is server sends events, which is a streaming connection. We saw the interaction of the SSE client and the server in our previous videos. Please remember to watch them. They're very unique. So when we have SSE server, this part we can host on our machine, and our intellectual property stays with us. Only we expose the SSE or the MCP server endpoints. Okay, so what are we going to do in this video is, we're going to add a cloud-based logging from PydanticAI itself that is called Logfire. So before we enable that, let me comment out the Logfire lines. Okay, so from the SSE client and SSE server, I have commented out Logfire completely. This is the Logfire dashboard of PydanticAI. Okay, so now I am going to start the server. Okay, Docker Compose up SSE server. Okay, SSE server is up and running. Let's visit and refresh our Logfire dashboard. We see that there is nothing appearing here. No log entries have reached. So now what we're going to do is, we are going to enable Logfire. That is, import Logfire module from PydanticAI. And I have already saved the API key in the .env file. The entire code is available for you to download. And we are configuring Logfire with the API key. I am SSE based MCP server. Okay, so we are just adding a manually created log line. Okay, so now what we will do is we will restart the server. Okay, so there is a typo. There is one L missing. Okay, server is starting. And now let's refresh. Okay, see, I am SSE based MCP server. So from our applications, we can stream log lines to Pydantic's Logfire dashboard. This makes it very easy because Pydantic is the in thing when we look at their Pydantic base models and other structures that they offered. And then for MCP also, they have very nice solutions. And PydanticAI has agentic solutions as well. That is what we have been using in our demo applications. Okay, so we saw how we can manually insert log lines and come to the client. I am SSE based MCP client. Key and configure. In our MCP client, we have enabled OpenAI based instrument for logging. So let's now run the client and look at the dashboard. Okay, see, chat completion with GPT-4o mini. So all the OpenAI calls are logged here. See here, this is the list tools call and the response and the JSON payload for each of those calls. First call was list tools, second was book for Sri, and third is what is the response. Final response also comes from the LLM. If you look at the SSE client, what we see here is this is the list tool calls which was logged, then book for Sri was also logged. Okay, so now let's enable the MCP instrument as well. And let's run the client. Okay, so here in the main dashboard itself, the MCP calling appears. So here, if you see, first we are requesting tool list, then we are calling the booking tool execution. So see here, these are all MCP instrument logging, and other lines are based on OpenAI instrument logging. See here. So this way you can conveniently debug your MCP interaction when you build your own MCP solutions. So finally, let's look at the logs again. I'm clearing the dashboard and I'm restarting the MCP server. Okay, so from the MCP server, only the manual log line that we created came. So now let's run the MCP client. See, MCP request, initialize, tool, list. And remember, when we have agentic system created this way, the LLM will have multiple calls, because for every action, agent will have to rely on LLM to decide which tool to call, and after the tool responds back with its answers, the agent will have to send those answers back to the LLM to properly format and make it readable. So that is why you see multiple times the chat completion call has been made. You can also insert your own custom log lines at different locations so that you can monitor your remote MCP server. So here I've added a booking tool call. So this way you can monitor your normal functioning of your MCP system with a centralized logging. And you can also, when you have several automation clients, you can have a single place to monitor all your logs. So that makes it very handy. Okay, so that is it for this video. Next video will add additional features to our MCP server. So stay tuned and please remember to like, share and subscribe and give your valuable comments. Bye-bye.